Hello, you guys. Good morning. Finally, it's a Friday, September 13, 2019, and we're inviting everyone to join us in our Friday session of our market insights. We are going to review your favorite stocks in the Philippine stock market. Hello. Good morning. Hello, Jujen. Good morning. There you go. Please don't hesitate to drop a comment for the favorite stocks you have, and we shall review them. Good morning, Rose. Yay! Am I late? I think I am the one who's late. Okay, drop a comment, you guys. So the first one who leave the name of the stock, then you'll be our first uh, customer. So let me, while I wait for you guys, I'll set up my tools first. We are using Investograms as our main tool when we review your stocks. And I'm using the Bollinger Band and RSI. There you go. Everything is just in default settings. Then I just need to make this brighter. Like that. This and this. Okay, and then your RSI. Make this white as well. There you go. Let me see if it's clear. Yes. Good morning, JJ. Virgo, good morning. Abagio. Okay, yes. You are our first client. Abagio, JFC for Rose, Ali, HLCM, Meg, SMPH, Wilcon, and Guru. Okay. MACD is another Jujen. MACD is also another indicator. Let me see here. I used MACD before when I was starting. Let's try that. And then the other one. No, let's make this pink. Okay. So for everyone's reference, MACD is also another indicator that's very powerful, and it's just really easy to understand. Um, do you see the white and the pink lines? Okay, so this is MACD. Okay, you can change the colors according to what you like, but what you see here is that the faster signal is the white, and then the pink here is the slower signal. I'm not very particular with the names, the terminologies, but what's important is you know how this works, right? Okay, so the only thing to remember here is that you need to identify when the faster signal goes or crosses above the slower signal. So for instance, this one, when the white crosses the pink line, that's the perfect time you enter. Okay, and see what happens here, right here. And then another signal is you have to also make sure that this histogram, the volume appears at the histogram level. I mean, it's right above the 0 level. Okay, because sometimes, let me see here. Yep, I think it also follows when it crosses. Yeah, it just follows. So that's your cue. You only get in when the white or the faster signal goes above the slower signal. This is a perfect example over here. And then let's try to check another one. Here. See that? When it crosses, so it crosses and then it's right here. But see the difference? Your Bollinger Band, if you're using Bollinger Band, you could have already gotten the signal right here. But it was also about to cross either way. So you can play around with the indicators. It's up to you what works for you. I just want to make my setup cleaner. That's why I only use RSI and Bollinger Band. But a lot of people are also using MACD to go with it. And MACD is another powerful indicator that most traders use when trading the market. Good morning, Donald, but Patrice? Hello. Do you use screener tool from I I tried to use that before because it will really help you uh, find the stocks based on your filters. But I know at one point, I think Instagram started to, let me see if it's still working. Yeah, they're, I think, charging now. Guys, can you just verify if they're now charging you to use it? Yeah, I think. Look, this. I just don't like the idea that they wanted me to log into Facebook each time I use the features because I don't want to spam my personal page because people will only see a lot of Instagrams posts there. So yes, screeners are also very helpful. It saves you time because you will be able to drill down on the stocks based on your preference. For instance, I only want to see stocks that are oversold. Excuse me. When I say oversold, it's like this. Let me just remove this first. Okay, let's just put that there. Oversold is when you have this, right? And you, for example, you have RSI. Any stock whose current status on RSI is oversold, wherein it's lower than 30, then that's the only stock. Those are the only stocks that will come out of your screener, and that way you can just easily, decide which ones to get in. So it's really helpful. Carlo, FLI, ECP, Ali. Okay. Vita for George. Okay, let's get started. Also, guys, I know some of you who are watching right now already have some knowledge or even solid understanding of the stock market. Feel free to chime in and add, info. so that we all learn from one another. Okay, so this is PSEI currently consolidating around the upper or above the MA20 line. So that's good. We just need for PSEI to break out of its consolidation so we can have some more bullish movements. All right, and PSEI is comprised of 30 top companies in the Philippines who are listed in the exchange. That includes MBT, Jollibee, Ayala, SM, those, and the major banks. Those are the companies listed in the index. Okay, let's check out ABA. So I also, guys, I hope you have reviewed, right? Are you also doing the same thing? We are doing this before the market opens, and then right after the market closes, I highly recommend that you go back and review once again to just simply identify whether we are in sync with our analysis and if our analysis is working or not. Then those that are accurate, go ahead and apply those in your trades. For ABA, okay, you are now moving around the resistance area. Okay, you are at the resistance area. That means you might have some selling pressure in today's market. Style white, so we can see. Okay. Okay, so you're now moving around the resistance area. So if you want to get in this stock, just wait for the perfect timing. Ideally around the MA20 line. Let us see if it gives us a good bounce before you get in. Okay, because this might retrace. Geo. For Geo. So Geo had a good bounce. Also, this is good bounce at the same time, not a good story because if you see a wick like this thin line, this simply means that at one point the price reached this level. And imagine if you are the one who bought that stock right at this level. That means you are already in negative. You're negative by 11%. Now, what I can say here is that potentially we'll have some. Let's just hope that we have some more bullish movements here because this is already a bounce, and people who have entered right at the lower levels might have already taken profit. That's why there's a big dip. Now let's just hope that you'll have some more buying activities. This is the next. Okay, this is the next resistance that I see. Now let's just hope because this is also the support that I see just near the MA20 line. Let's just hope that if it dips, it stops right at the support area and then gives us a good bounce, something like this. Otherwise, it's not really going to be a good story if it goes lower than that. So if it gives us some more bullish moves, then good. But if the price gives us a chance right at the support area, then if you want to get in, just get in around the support area. It might give us something like that. But based on this, maybe we'll have, but I don't expect it's going to be as massive as this. It might just have, it might go back to your regular moves, very minimal nominal increase in the price. And that's what I see in case it gives us a dip. because I think that's the that's the average price anyway. JFC, you're again at a very cheap level for JFC. Um, this is the time we should be consolidating, I mean accumulating JFC, because our RSI is still looking healthy, although the dip yesterday was longer, or was bigger than the previous days. It was around, well, not that much, around 2%, but you still landed almost at the same area. So nothing to worry for JFC. If you want to buy some more shares, this is the perfect time before December comes. You know what happens when, in the Burr months. That's the time when JFC has much higher revenue, because all the parties, Christmas parties of the kids, of the offices, they have, you know, they use Jollibee. They order in Jollibee for these events. Uh-huh. Ali. Ali has given us some retracements, probably just consolidating within the area. So your good entry price would be, of course, the nearer you are at the MA20 line, the better. This one, yep, around the 48.82 level. So that's your good entry price. So I'm thinking, yep, I think the market will, if it starts around the same area, let's say if it starts around 49.30, the price will go up and down. And then if at one point the price gives you a chance around the 48.84, that's a good entry price. But overall, um, yeah, this stock has been on an upward trend for the longest time. And if you have entered right, at the lower level, like around 30 plus levels, you should have already um, sensed the signal to take profit if you're in it as a trader. When this thing happened over here, see this line? Let's remove this first so it's not going to confuse you. When the price was moving up, see that? It was moving up. Do you see it? Okay. Price was moving up around this area, but your RSI is already starting to decline. That was your signal. So it gave you, when it reached this level, it was already declining, and then it even went further upwards, but your RSI started to show some weakness. Then you could have already taken profit around this area. But nothing to worry, because it recovered, like after a few months, it recovered, and now we're starting to move above the MA20 line. So that's a good sign. That means we might see some more bullish moves in the coming days for Ali. Okay. Good morning, Tessa. Set B for you, yes. Thomas, SMPH, and then BP. Okay. Yes, it is still a little overwhelming for me, but I'm getting there. Yeah. So guys, if you don't have to memorize so many indicators. You just need to simplify your system, right? Pick one indicator and then just use that every single time. It makes your lives easier in the world of the stock market. So if you find our indicator easy to understand, you can stick to that and then do that every single time. Okay. Gabriel Angelo, good morning. I have ABBA, Vita, and let me just add FGen for you. So Apple was the first stock we reviewed. Yep. Hi, Marfay. Good morning. Tech X, MRSTI, FB, Apple. Okay. Now let's continue because our list is starting to become longer. HLCM. HLCM. Okay. HLCM is now making starting to build a support around the area where it is at right now. So if you want to get in, I think this is a perfect time because you're also near the oversold level and then you have a bounce. So yes, the nearer you are to the 13.78, the better, but it doesn't have to be exactly right on that spot because it's an area, but definitely you are still within the area of support. So good bounce for HLCM. MEG. MEG is starting to cross the MA20 line. Okay, so moved up, it retraced with now higher low. Okay, so I'm bullish for MEG. We might see um, some more upward or green candlesticks in the coming days. Just be extra careful though, because every Friday it's a profit taking day. So um, you might have a green and then let's say it goes further up and then it might retrace and then end something like this. Something like this. You know, it went up and then at the end of the day it also uh, declined and then it landed on the same area. Yeah, something like that or something like this. So we really cannot tell. But just be extra careful. But overall, um, the direction of this stock will potentially be on an upward trend because we are now starting to trigger and cross the MA20 levels. Good. SMPH. For SMPH, still moving around the support area. Okay. So let's just hope that this support does not break. Your RSI is still looking healthy. Still showing us some upward moves. So we're still good for SMPH. In fact, this is the time we should start accumulating volume for SMPH. The next one is Wilcon. Wilcon, you also have a good bounce. Good bounce for Wilcon. I think we also talked about this yesterday, and we said that we might see some more green candlesticks for Wilcon, and indeed we have one yesterday. Let's just plot um, our next resistance. But your RSI is still looking healthy, right? It's not that near. It's not near the overbought area yet. Okay, let us see if it will challenge this. Okay. So we had some consolidation in this area before it declined and then went up and then so this used to also be a support. There you go, that's why we plotted it. Used to be a support, used to be a consolidation here, support, used to be a resistance. Now, okay, so just be extra careful here. Let us see if it breaks that. Okay, then you might have some more bullish moves. And we can plot your Elliott wave, this one. Because if you were able to watch our previous videos, sometimes in an upward trend, a stock will have 3 to 5 waves like this, and then it respects the MA20 line, and then before it goes all the way down, something like this. Okay, so let us say the MA20 line moves in this direction. It will have sometimes up to 3, and then it goes down, or it will have 1, 2, start from the bottom here, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then the next one is 4th, landing at the MA20 level, and then the last swing before it goes all the way down. Let's see if that will also happen for this stock. And like this one. Interesting. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one even has more. But definitely something to that effect. Okay, it will have multiple waves respecting the MA20 line before it goes on a decline. Okay, so that's an Elliott wave. And okay, let's go to the US market, and this is for Rose. I also trade the US market, guys. So yesterday I was able to take profit for Google. I entered Google, Amazon, and Netflix. And with little profit, I don't really wait for big moves. As as long as I'm able to lock in a small profit, because just my objective there is just to really validate whether my analysis is correct. Then if I gain profit, I just get out of the trade. Otherwise, sometimes when there are some unexpected moves, those profit will just disappear before your eyes. So we plotted this yesterday, 3.94 area for resistance, right? And it respected the resistance. Now, let's just see if it will stop right here. Okay. Otherwise, we still would like to, okay, we might have to move it up this level now. Okay. Because that's your highest point. So this, let us see if it will respect this line. If not, you can go up to here, but your lowest would be up to 0.618. That's those are the possible areas of bounce here. Okay, so these lines, I plotted it from, this is what we call a Fibonacci retracement tool, guys, in the tradingview.com. This is where you'll find it. Fibonacci retracement in PSEI. This is also where you will find it. Fibonacci retracement. Okay, so it's just the same, but overall, we're currently just yesterday we just retraced, but we had a good jump. It ended the price last September 11. It ended right here. We had a big jump, not really big, but we had a gap up. But because it's already at the resistance area, it managed to retrace. So let's see if it gives us a good bounce in this area. Otherwise, it might also go further down. So if you already entered and you are ready, I hope you were able to take profit. Yeah, actually that the resistance area was your profit taking area. But if you're in it for long term, then hopefully this will just give us some retracement, and then we'll continue to bounce back up. The next one is going back to the Philippine market, FLI. FLI. Okay, FLI is now currently trying to stabilize at the MA20 line. I hope this is just creating a brand new support in this level before it gives us another swing on the upside around the 1.65 area. Okay, before it goes up again. Next one is ECP. For ECP might retrace some more, but let us see if it will stop right at this area. This is a key area to watch out for. Hopefully it just stops right there. Let me also try to apply the Fibonacci retracement tool here. Because there was a gap up. That's why the price is just revisiting that gap and filling the gap. That's how the market moves. Okay, do you see that? 10.63 is actually in that area. So notice when the price reached this level, it bounced. So hopefully we have a bounce at the 10.80 or 10.81 level. Otherwise, it might revisit this second area, 0.5 area. Okay, so these are the two areas to watch out for. 10.81 and 10.63 areas, because those are areas of bounce. So just plan ahead, know where you want to get in and get out of the trade. So these are even up to 0.618, that's also a bounce area, but if it goes lower than that, then you will have a bearish movement for this stock. Next one, Ali. Ali might, oh, we already have Ali. We're at the consolidation stage for Ali. Wait till you're near MA20 before you get in. But definitely, it's just consolidating before, just gaining some power before it swings and moves up again. Vita. For Vita, you're now at the resistance area. This used to be a resistance, okay, resistance area. So, and then you have a doji. When you have a doji, the market is undecided yet. However, sometimes a doji also signifies you're about to retrace, but we don't really know if it's going to retrace all the way down or maybe just some, slight dip and then continues to go up. But definitely you are at the resistance area for Vita. Just observe, because a resistance can also be a good can also send some good messages, because if a price opens above that area, then you have a good possibly you have a good breakout play. So when you have a breakout play, then it will create a brand new wave, which means it will create another support, which is normally your previous resistance will now act as a support. So this is what we're looking forward to see, okay, if it breaks out. So if it breaks out of the resistance, it will now slightly go higher and then potentially revisit your resistance and then create a support probably for several days, slither in that area, and then move up again. Okay, sorry. The drawing is not good. Oops. Okay, so probably like that. Move a little higher, goes back to the area to create a brand new support, then it goes another swing. And that's what I am hoping to see, but there's also a possibility that it will go back to, it will retrace, and we'll see how big of a dip we'll have in case it retraces. Now, Sec B. Sec B. Mhm. Sec B is trying to challenge your MA20. I no, your resistance area. You're definitely at the resistance area. Okay, let me just plot that here. Okay, you're at the resistance area. Moving up, trying to challenge your ceiling or your resistance. But just be extra careful because you know what I'm seeing here at your RSI. Your RSI is moving downwards, showing some weakness, but just observe, okay? If you want to do a momentum play for SETI, yes, you can. Because sometimes, you know what happened to, was it Meg that we showed earlier? When Meg had that, it stayed, okay, like this one, right? Even if we've seen a decline here, it still went, it went further up, but all the way, you know, it really showed some significant declines. So going back to Sec D, you might have something like that too. Sometimes it breaks the resistance, it'll create a brand new trend, even if it shows some signs of weakness, but just be extra careful because I just respect, this is just my analysis, I only respect, I respect RSI, and then plus the fact that I am also um, we are also at the resistance area. So I'm assuming you have already gotten in, you have entered Sec B, and you're just waiting for the best profit taking area. This is not the area where you should be entering, guys. Okay? This is the area where you're now planning. Okay? When is the perfect time I will be exiting this chart? How's everyone so far? The last request I have is for Marife. I have mhm. And the real VUL X is already here. Good morning, Jen. Hi, JV and Ian. I hope Ian Paris is also here. You pinged him. I mean, you added his name. Hi, Marcel. JFC and MBT. JFC, done with JFC. MBT soon, okay? SMPH and then MBT. Okay, let's go SMPH. Oh, SMPH, we're at the support area. So just trying to consolidate in that area, but slowly we're gaining momentum here in the RSI. MBT. We're also having the same story. They almost have the same look in their graph or in their chart because these two stocks are part of the index. So potentially they will have the same movement. So that. We're now at the consolidation phase, trying to move around the support area, and this is the perfect time we should start to accumulate volume before it goes up again. We're in the bear months, guys. A lot of people, a lot of OFWs are sending money to the Philippines for Christmas, their bonuses. So good time for consumer related companies. Okay, like Jollibee, yeah, it's in the consumer side of consumer goods. I'm not very confident with the terminologies, like companies whose business model is in consumer goods. MBT Bank, also another good industry come December or come per months. The next is FGen. FGen. FGen, let's see, because look, we're at the MA20 levels, but it went a little further down. However, this stock has, this is the support that I see for FGen. So let us see if it will give us a good bounce, even though your RSI, I mean your MA20 line is slightly higher. Sometimes it overshoots. Okay, like this one. It went further. It went slightly lower than MA20, but it managed to bounce. So hopefully we'll see the same story for FGen, because when it touched this level, it slightly bounced, but hopefully we'll see another good bounce for this stock. Now, if you want to get in, you can test it out around 26 area or 26.03 area. And of course, if you're trading this stock, have a clear plan on how you will execute the trade. Okay. For instance, I will enter at the 26 point level or 26.03 area. I will set a stop loss level at around 3 to 5% below that. Okay. And I will, again, for the benefit of those people who are just joining us right now, um, set your stop loss and enter right at the support area. Okay. True, you have a 3 to 5% stop loss level below your entry price. But definitely you have to do that at the support. Otherwise, let's say you enter at the resistance, which is the ceiling, and when you reach the ceiling, normally the behavior of the stock is it'll go down. So if you enter right at the resistance area, how long will it take for your 3 to 5% stop loss level to be reached? Could be minutes or could be in a few hours, right? So make sure you're at the support when you enter. So it's really important that you understand how to read the charts and identify which part is the support and which part is the resistance. Okay? That's the number one thing you need to memorize or take note of. Oh, thank you, Rose. Rose now knows how to recognize the support and resistance. I did some plotting yesterday and seems like the same as what you have. Yay! Yep. And that's the overall objective. That's also my objective. And I hope we're learning from one another here. Because that's what I do. Each time I make my analysis, I go back to the video, try to check my analysis if they're correct. The fact that you're able to, sometimes when I plot the support and resistance and then I go plot the Fibonacci retracement, it feels good to have the same area uh, as what the Fibonacci retracement tool is suggesting, even if you were the one who plotted the line first. So that really makes me feel good if my analysis is correct. I hope you're feeling the same way too, right? Cecilio, CNPF. Ian, good morning. Okay, I'll add those. CNPF, PF, APC, Web. Okay, we're now in FGen. Let's go and check out Tech. Tech, okay. Not a good sign for Tech. I'm sorry. It triggered. So it was trying to rest at the MA20 line for several days. And then finally it broke that. So I'm thinking it might revisit the support, okay, right at this level. See, this is the support because it touched that same area multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll consider this. It's so near the support. 6. So it might give us another red candlestick today and might stop at the 10.12 area. So if you would like to test it out, wait for the price to reach this level because we're seeing some more bearish movements for tech. Next is X. Let's also observe X around the MA20 levels. This used to be the resistance, tried to challenge the resistance. Finally, it broke that resistance, okay? But just right the next day, it retraced. So if you were the one, if you bought right at this level, see this, you could have sensed this. See, this was a resistance, okay? And this is not an area where you should buy, but definitely I know that someone bought at this level because people who will sell, their sell order will only be processed if someone buys at that level. Now, this could have been your sign. See that? You shouldn't be buying at this area because that's a resistance. However, if in case you bought around this area and you already are negative by 16%, okay, that's not an ideal stop loss level. Do not exit the trade when you already have a loss of this much, okay? You only do cut loss or stop loss around, see that can easily be kicked out if you enter here because that's a resistance. But if you enter right here, even if it, dips further, it won't reach that. Okay, but just in case, okay, you bought around this level, around that area, wait for this stock to bounce. Let's say if this stock gives us a good bounce at the MA20 line, this is how you average down without having to add some more funds. If it touches this area and then gives us a good bounce, okay, and then let's say it reaches around 1.12 area because you see this part, possible resistance again, and then you see, let's say, some weakness, and around that area, you see a weakness, you partially sell, okay? Again, you bought here, don't do anything. Wait till this stock goes a bounce, moves up, and then it reaches, let's say, its peak, and then any signs of weakness, you partially sell. Now, the buying power that you have, don't buy it in another stock because your overall objective here is you want to reduce the cost average of the stock. Now have a buying power, wait for it to go further down. Let's say it revisits this area, and then you buy it. Buy at that level so that you now have more shares and your cost average is going to be lowered down. And that's how you exit the trade slowly. Okay, eventually it will go up again because that's the psychology. Your stock will just go up and down, but it's just a matter of time. So since we bought at this level, it might take some time before it reaches that level again. So that's the downside of not being able to cut your losses right away because we don't really know when is the next swing on the upside. MRSGI. For MRSGI, you're already sitting at the MA20 line. Okay, so let's see if this will give us some more bullish moves for this stock. So let's see here. This could be a brand new support, but I'm also seeing this right here as your short-term resistance right here, this level. So observe. So maybe you can do something like this. This is what we call a Darvas box. See what happens around this level. Yeah. So if you want, you can enter near these the MA20 line where we have that. Okay, you can enter right near here and then see if this resistance rejects the price, then potentially it might decline. So you just have to exit the trade. Enter here and then exit if you see some signs of weakness once the price reaches this level. But let's see, hopefully this, because we're now right above the MA20 line, if the price starts higher than that and most of the action happens on the upside, then definitely we have a good bounce. The next one is FB. FB, wow, small moves. You had a support here and you also have a resistance here. Support and resistance. Let's see if it breaks that, and then it will challenge the next resistance level that I see. Of course, your MA20 line will be the next resistance. If the price gives you a chance right at the support level or this area, okay, this is your support. This is the first resistance. This is the second resistance. But definitely enter right at the 89.90 level. Apple. For Apple, yeah, you already have a good bounce for Apple right here. For several days, it respected that. So let's see if it will give us some more bullish moves for Apple. But if you want to get in near the MA20 levels, okay? So if you entered right here, wait for the stock to move further up, okay? It might take a few more days. Then once you reach the resistance level again and you see some signs of weakness, that's the time you partially sell some shares and wait for the stock to go further down again so you can buy some more. Okay? Let's see what the MACD says. MACD still undecided. We're still above the zero level for, because it might happen, it might have something like this, right? You're still above the pink line or you're fast in your faster, so the white line is the faster line. So if you're still above that, then you're still safe. But I like Bollinger Band better. So wait at the 0.77 area because that's your support level. Next. Okay. And the last request was for Ian. Good morning, Geraldo. I already did. Hi, Joel, Abba, but I'll add PHA for you. Helen, good morning. I'll go. Okay, I'll go. Let's add that. So we're now in Apple. VUL is next. VUL. For VUL, let's see if we now have a brand new support right at this level. Okay. Because we already had the bounce. Okay, check out that line. Let's see if it does not break down. This my worry did a gap up here, but you know this line also went further down. So let's see, and then we had the bounce. So this is, use this as your possible support. Okay, look, this was a support previously in this area, and then it was also a resistance for several days. Look at it. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. This can already be considered because price hits that. It passed through it, but not totally. But your closest indicator, or the closest, would be this, because the reason why this became a resistance was of this candlestick. It stopped right there. Number 2, it hit here and then rejection. Price hit that area, got rejected. So that's your resistance. Previously, this was your support as well, because each time the price lands at this area, it stops. Okay, overshoots a little bit, but that's fine because it's an area. This one too, this up to this. Okay, so we might have something like that as well in this area. It might give us a brand new support at the 1.29 before it goes up again. Hopefully it does not break, but if it breaks, use the MA20 line as your next possible support. CNPF. Okay. For CNPF, this could be a possible resistance. Previous support here could be your next resistance, because so it went down, but you're already right above the MA20 level. So this is not an area where you should enter, guys. This is the area. Okay, your MA20 line is the area where you should be entering at, around 13.95. You are at the resistance area right now. Support, resistance. Okay, wait for the price, for the market to give us a chance near the MA20 line. That's your entry price. But where it is at right now, that's a resistance. Well, I think the market is already open. It's still just there. We don't know if it'll break that. So there is also a breakout play, but we're not, my profile is not for breakout plays. I wait for the price to go back to the resistance before I enter. I mean, for the price to go back to the support before I enter. APC. Okay, market I think is already open. It's 9:33 Philippine time. Yes, right away it gave you a chance at the 0.58 area. Okay, if it gives you another chance right there, that's a good entry price, because we're just sitting right at the support. Now moving above the MA20 line, so potentially we'll have some more bullish moves for APC. But let's take a look. Look at your MACD. See that? The white line is now crossing the pink line. You see it, guys? It has already crossed. So potentially we are going to have some more declines. So that's what MACD suggests. It might reach the MA20 level and see what happens around that area. You might just have a good bounce at the MA20 level or at the 0.58 level. Just observe, it's an area. So if 0.57, 0.58 is just 0.01 difference. Web. Okay, you already have a bounce for web. So let us see if we'll have some more green candlesticks in the coming days for web, because this is already a good sign. Most of the action starts most of the actions are already happening above the MA20 line. And if it just, if you want to get in as near as you can, the MA20 line, that would be good. PHA. PHA still consolidating within the area. The area is here. Okay, so that's your support. Let's see if it gives us some more bullish moves for PHA. Overall, you're still at a very cheap level. Imagine this, guys, when you have the gap up, see from here to here, it took almost how many? Almost the entire year. It started Feb, went massively up here, but it took several months to fill that gap. It reached this level, really close to, yep. At one point, it reached the 0.47 level, which is slightly closer to the gap. So I think it just filled the gap, and then it will now go back up. So let's just hope that's the case, okay? Alco. Alcos are still moving below the MA20 line. Each time the price reaches the MA20, the MA20 acts as a resistance because you're moving below the MA20 line. So this resisted, or it got rejected, got rejected, got rejected. So same thing here. So you might have the price visit the support again right at this level. Okay, 0.85 level. So if you want to get in, don't get in yet. Wait till the price reaches the possible support here at the 0.85 level. Okay, that is what I can see. It's your support. Okay. Good morning, Joel, Helen, AGI. Have I checked AGI? Let me add that, because I have to make sure we also indicate in the comment section the stocks we have reviewed today for reference. So this is the resistance that I see for AGI. Okay. This one. Price hits this level 3 times, it got rejected. I think this one too, but because your support and your resistance are areas, so sometimes it overshoots. But definitely around this area, the price got rejected. So let's just move it a little higher just to be fair. 13.20. 13.20. Okay, around that area. So when the price reached that area, it got rejected. So potentially you might have something like that too. Sometimes within the day, the price visits that area and then gets rejected and then goes back. So if you want to get in and do just, some range trading, enter near MA20, exit near 13.20. Your MA20 is at around 12.67, 12.65 area, and then exit 13.20. So that's range trading. Right. Okay, so looks like, are we all ready for the market today? It's a Friday, so just be extra careful. Normally traders take profit on a Friday. And let's see again later. I hope you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Miss JD in YouTube, and all our videos are here. Just, if you want, you can increase the playback speed so you can finish the video faster. But definitely all our videos are also saved here. Okay, so please subscribe to our channel. We are Miss JD. Okay, thank you guys for your time, and you have a great weekend ahead. Bye-bye.